Hey guys, it's Kbab here, and here I have an RU battle against a good friend of mine. So I'll leave his YouTube link in the description. So let's just jump straight into it. So I'm on the other side of the battle, and he's gonna lead off with his lantern, and I'm gonna lead off with my Aggron. So here I'm just gonna go straight for the head smash, but I miss, which is really unfortunate, and he's gonna go for the volt switch, which does a decent chunk, I guess. And now he is gonna go into his Silent Slash, and I of course can't stay in. And so I'm gonna go into my Rotom, but he predicts that and goes for Night Slash, and it does a lot. So here he's gonna switch out as I decided to go for the Shadow Ball, and it does a good chunk through this Lantern. But here I predicted Volt Switch, so I'm just gonna go Pain Split, and I get a lot of health back because Lantern has really high HP. So he's gonna go for Volt Switch as I predicted, and now he's gonna go into his Typhlosion, so I can't stay in. So I'm gonna go into my Slowking as he's gonna go for the Eruption, and it doesn't really do a lot, fortunately for me. So here I'm gonna predict the switch, or if you want to stay in. So I'm gonna go for a T-Wave and get that Sigilif on the switch. So that's nice. But here I can't stay in because he can set up on me. So I'm gonna go into my Aggron. So, and he luckily gets paralyzed. But here I'm just gonna go for the head smash again, and in comes his Tangrowth. So I'm gonna go for a head smash, but I fucking miss again, so that's really unfortunate. But here I'm gonna switch out and gonna go into my Ember to suck up the Sleep Powder. And I am carrying Sleep Talk on the set just because there are so many sleep-inducing grass types in RU. So here I'm gonna reveal I have Sleep Talk, but I'm gonna get the Wild Charge, which is really unfortunate because he has Volt Absorb, so he gets 25% of his HP back. So here I decide to stay in, not really sure why, but this time I get Flare Blitz. Fortunately not the superpower, but what you gonna do. So here he is gonna go for the Scald. I kind of predicted him to predict my switch and go for the Volt Switch, but he just ended up going for the Scald, which was the safer play in the end. So here I'm gonna switch out and go into my Among Us, as he's gonna go for the Scald. Fortunately did not get the burn. And here on the following turn he is just gonna go for the Volt Switch, as I'm gonna go for the Giga Drain, because Spore would be useless against the Sigilif, so I just half predicted it and went for the Giga Drain. So here I'm gonna switch out again into my Aggron after all these afterturn effects. Oh wait, no I didn't. I predicted him to be faster than me because I only have 96 speed, but in the end he was still slower than me. So in comes my Aggron now, as he's gonna go for the Cosmic Power. Kind of weird play. I would have gone for the what's it called? Psycho Shift, but it's his play, so I cannot do that. So I'm just gonna go for the head smash here, and it does like 55% to this Tangrowth. I am a choice fan set, so here I'm gonna go for another head smash, but I fucking miss again. What is up with this? But now I'm gonna go into my Bideo Tappy, as I like to call it. If you get that nickname, you're amazing. But he's just gonna go for the Earthquake, and I'm just gonna go for the Pain Split again. But that was a misclick. I actually wanted to go for the Shadow Ball, but whatever. Here I'm gonna go for the Shadow Ball this turn, and he's gonna go for the Skull, and it doesn't take me out, which is good, and he also doesn't get the burn, which is even better. So here he's gonna predict another Shadow Ball and go into his Buffalant, which was a good play, and I indeed fall for it, and I'm just gonna go for the Substitute here, as he's gonna go for the Stone Edge. Unfortunately hit, and I'm just gonna go for the Pain Split because Buffalant has a lot of HP. And here's just gonna go for the Mega Horn because it is a bit more accurate, but it's not very effective. So here I'm just gonna go for another sub, hoping hoping for him to miss Stone Age, but he is gonna hit it, which is quite unfortunate for me because I'm kind of getting hexed out here. But you know, it's part of the game, and we should always enjoy the game, no matter what happens. So I'm just gonna go for the pin split again, which is kind of a bad play. Looking back at it, but you know, what you gonna do? So here I'm gonna bring in my Aggron, and I'm gonna go for the head smash and take him out. And I think it was speed tag, depending on what EVs he was running, but whatever. So now he's gonna go into his Sand Slash, and I'm gonna bring in my what's the thing called? Among Us, and it does a lot, even though I'm physically defensive, but you know, I know he's not choice banded or anything. So I'm gonna predict the switch and go into my Aggron, and he is gonna go into his Lantern as Death Water, and I'm gonna go for the head smash. So down goes the Lantern, which is always good. Now in comes the Sand Slash, and I'm gonna go into my Among Us. But he makes a nice prediction and goes into his Typhlosion. And here he's gonna make a nice prediction again and go into his Sigilif, as I'm gonna go into my Slowking. That's it. But here I'm just gonna switch out and go into my Aggron, and he's gonna go for the Psycho Shift. Not a big deal, to be honest. But whatever. So here I'm gonna go for a head smash thing. No, I'm gonna predict the switch and go for a heavy slam, and it does so much sand slash. So in comes my Slowking to suck up the Earthquake, but it does a lot. It does a lot of damage. But here, I just wanted to sack my Ambor, but he is gonna go for the Night Slash, which is good. So here I'm gonna go for the Flare Blitz to take him out, and I think this Sand Slash was Lumberry, because he most likely was Sword Stand set, because the defensive ones don't run what's it called? Night Slash. But here's gonna bring in his Typhlosion and take out my Ember with an HP Grass. But here I make a kind of misplay and go into my Aggron. I should have just gone into my what's it called? My Among Us. But here I get paralyzed, which is really unfortunate, because I could have killed him with Head Smash. Here in comes the Tangrowth, and look at this damage. Oh my god. Choice banded Aggron is so sexy. But here I make another bad play and I decided to stay in, which is really bad because now I don't have anything for that Sigilif anymore. So now I'm gonna go into my Among Us, and I predicted the miss here. So I went for the Clear Smog, hoping to take him out, so the HP goes down and down and down. But he lives with 29 HP, which is really unfortunate. I'm thinking about changing Clear Smog to Sludge Bomb, but I will see. So in comes Sigilif, and I'm gonna go for a Clear Smog again. And it does a decent chunk, I guess, but not really anything to be impressed by. But he said, no, I'm not gonna go for the Psycho Shift, but he did, and that is really bad. And I was also hoping for a miss, kinda. So my Kbabknight is crippled, which is really bad for me because I love it. I love Shiny Furu Alligator, it's amazing. Here, he decides to set up, which is really bad. And so I didn't want him to set up too much, so I went for the sub just to cup my HP even more. Because I know I can't touch him, but he's just gonna go for the Roost, and here I'm gonna go for the Agility. Just so I might get some flinches going. So I'm gonna go for the Waterfall, and it does like nothing, and I also don't get a flinch, which is really bad. Even though it's 30%, which is really something that you can kinda rely on. So here I get my Lychee Berry, so I'm hoping I can get a crit or a flinch or just a nice damage roll, but it really doesn't do a lot. And I still don't flinch him, so that is really bad. And I'm almost dead thanks to Burn, so I'm gonna go for another Waterfall, and he still doesn't get flinched or doesn't get critted or anything. So more burn damage and I go down, unfortunately. Too bad Kbabknight didn't get to do anything. So in comes Slow King, I mean, and I'm just gonna go for a T-Wave predicament Psycho Shift, which is nice because now I can outspeed him. So yeah, I'm just gonna go for the Scald, and it does like nothing. So it's just gonna take forever. In a minute, it's just gonna get sped up. Let me see. So yeah, Scald doesn't do anything. Cosmic Power, and I think it's here that it happens. Yeah, let's skip this part. So I got this video from a friend. So and it's sped up so much, and I think we should just enjoy the music here because it's really just Cosmic Powering, Roosting, Scalding, and what's it called? Stored Power. And yeah, my Scalds aren't really doing anything to him, but here I get a crit, so I'm hoping for the Paralyze, but it doesn't get Paralyzed, so that's really unfortunate. So we can just roost up more damage, and here I go for the thing, and here he gets a critical hit on me, so I go down, and here I'm gonna go into my Amungus, and I'm gonna go for the Clear Smog, so his what's it called? His Stored Power won't do anything. Look at that. That's 20 base power plus stab is 30. So I'm just gonna go for more Clear Smogs, as he is gonna go for Psycho Shift just to get me paralyzed. And here I was really close with the Flickering Spore, but I was just like, nah, he's gonna stay in, you know. And after that he will switch in something. But he makes a hard switch and goes into his Typhlosion, and as I'm just gonna go for Clear Smog, which is bad for me, and he's just gonna go for the Eruption and take me out. So my Amungus goes down, and that was a good game. That was really close. So thank you guys for watching. I'll leave his link in the description. He has some great content, but he doesn't narrate. But I do enjoy his videos. So, and he always has some nice background music, because the background music in this video was also some that he found. So I really enjoyed the music, except the music that's playing right now. That's the one that I put there. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Kbabknight, leave.